Good evening. My name is Thurman Greco, and I am coming to you from Woodstock Channel 23 Educational TV and from Let's Live Thurman Greco on YouTube. And we have a wonderful guest here this evening that we have had once before. We have Cumi, and we had Cumi before, and we had totally different things. That's the exciting thing about having Cumi. There's something different every time. Cumi, start off by telling me, now are these new things?
Yes.
These are new things, wow. And I know that, can we start with this one? I love this one.
Okay, this one I designed was I want to make something that is canvas on canvas, because it's the centerpiece is a canvas, and I wanted to put canvas on canvas, means each individual piece is a canvas itself, and all are joined together to make like a sculptural piece. And I wanted to do something that ensembles or is kind of Picasso style, but it's my creation, nothing replica of Picasso. I don't like to do replicas of anything. It's my design, my creation, my drawing, but in a way a little bit in his style of doing art. I designed the background first, which is the first canvas, the pink and black. And after the design, I made an individual canvas. The two white pieces are individual canvas. The black head is individual canvas. The nose is individual canvas. Eyes and are individual canvas. Every single piece is individual canvas. Means I call it as kind of creation of mine. I call it canvas and canvas.
It looks to me like you did the background, which is its own canvas.
Yes.
It's its own creation.
Exactly.
And then each thing that you added
Is
was its own creation as well.
Yes,
So that you actually have a composition made of individual creations.
Yes. And is parts of a human being in abstract formation. Means I have noses and it goes over here. Eyes, then it goes in different directions. Eyeballs that are going in abstract formation. Means I wanted to do something different. The mouth is totally just one, and is accentuated with lines, and it's totally is to perform something, is to compose in a scene of human parts, and give them like an abstract conjoining formation.
You know, the thing about having you here
Yes.
is that you can't really introduce you, because each thing you do is separate, each thing you do is individual, and each thing you do is new.
Exactly.
So now that people have seen one thing, and we've discussed one thing that you have done, you're a very prolific artist.
Thank you.
You really do so much.
Well, my idea is to push myself as further than I can, to create something new. Because most artists, they make copies or replicas of something. Like they take their bag of paintings, they go, they set up their easel somewhere, and they see a nice panoramic site, and they draw the site, then replicate the site. Or they take a person and they replicate the person.
Well,
I don't do that.
Cumi, your things are so individual. Where do they go?
I have no idea. Somewhere. Somebody's gonna like it, somebody's gonna...
But people take away your paintings from all over the world.
I know. I have paintings in England, Ireland, Italy, Texas, Connecticut, Georgia, California,
All over.
all over. People comes, and when I do my art sales, they like. Casually, it was a guy 3 weeks ago. He bought 3 of my paintings, and he returned and bought another one.
Yeah.
Means he said that he loved it. That is what I am so happy that people love my work, because that's what I do paid for.
Well, you know, people come up to me and they say, well, I have a Cumi. And I say, oh, that's nice. Well, I'm from. And you know right away that they're very proud to take their creation that they have purchased back to their home, which is wherever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a highly individual thing, because when people buy a piece of art, I've never met people who are so wrapped up with, I have this piece of art and I'm taking it here. Usually they're wrapped up with, I have this piece of art and I love it.
Yeah.
And where they're taking it is not even on the radar screen.
Yeah.
But they are so happy to have the piece of art and to take it with them someplace.
Yes.
It's as if it becomes a part of them.
Yes. It's when they look to my art, they ask me questions and I tell them exactly. Then it's my own pure creation. Then it comes from my mind. It's not a replica of any other drawing, any other art, any other place. The place is made in my mind. The form is made in my mind. And the choreography of the art is made in my mind.
I don't know how you keep up.
I have no idea. Something that I haven't developed during the years. I knew I was creative since I was a little girl, because I used to create things. But it has been developed with the curiosity, the necessity to do something, to create something with my mind and my hands. And with paint, with paper, with fabric, with wood, any kind of material, available material, then I find it in anywhere. I take it and just transform it into a work of art.
But you, for me, when you talk about a work of art, you're talking about anything. I mean, you are talking about a canvas, you are talking about a vase, you're talking about an item of clothing, you know, it can be anything. You don't care whether it's
No.
flat or three-dimensional or
No,
whatever.
for me, art, well, as an artist, I see art in everything. I see art in this room. Art is everything, okay? You see art in nature. You see art where you're going. The camera is a piece of art.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
The door is a piece of art. This room is a piece of art. The computer is a piece of art. Everything is art.
Mm-hmm.
But genuine creative art it's not really, it is very rare. Unique. That is what I try to do. I don't want to copy Van Gogh, Picasso, any one of those. I just want to do from myself, what my mind is doing, what my mind is creating. Because what you see is considered a fine art, a created art. It has to be created by the artist, not replicated by the artist. Because when they take a person or a model and they draw the model and they make a painting, it's a replication. It's not totally an original. It's an original of a replication of that formation.
Everything that you touch becomes a piece of art.
Almost.
I see it all the time.
Almost.
I see items of clothing. I see.
I have one over there.
You have one over there?
Yeah.
You brought one
I
already?
can show you.
You know, because last time you brought some things and they were so different.
This is different.
And
This is
time,
more different. And it's very classy.
oh, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. Oh my goodness. Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's very classy, like almost like something that somebody wear in the Victorian era.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And this is a guipure lace, an antique lace. And this is a silk fabric. And I try to use the most interesting guipures and fabrics I can find.
The thing about your art, and when it comes to clothing, when it comes to the wardrobe, you put as much attention into that very, very elegant piece as you would a t-shirt.
Exactly.
Which is amazing.
Well, it is, then I want my reputation as an artist to sell the piece. I want to sell myself with a good art. I don't want to sell myself with junky art.
Well, you're definitely successful in that.
Right.
You're definitely successful in that.
And when I see something that is not appealing to me, to my eye, I just don't sell it, don't show it, or don't,
No.
or don't exhibit.
That is one of the most beautiful. Now, you had some evening gowns here last time.
Yes.
And they were lovely, but I'm sorry, I'm really taken by this one. I'm really taken
Yeah, this
by
is more classy, and I also
it's
did
luscious.
design the label.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I designed the button, and everything I want to be unique and special.
Oh, that is so lovely.
Yeah.
Well, lucky is the woman who gets to wear that one.
It has to be very small also.
That's lovely.
Because I don't design in larger pieces, in larger sizes. I design in small.
In the smaller pieces?
In the small sizes.
Oh, wow.
Because it looks the best.
That's true.
Yeah. Means that is especially these are samples that I design for photography.
Yeah. So
So
when you constantly work, it's not like, well, you're doing canvases this season, or this summer you're doing canvases, or this summer you're doing swimsuits, or this summer you're doing all of it all the time.
well, swimsuits I did once at whatever since at swimsuits. Then I did stop to do that, but I do transform like a t-shirt into a work of art, like a simple shirt, men's shirt or woman's shirt or woman's dress. I just changed the design and redesigned them. I take my chances, and I want to make like a usable boring t-shirt to look like a wearable art, and that's what I do.
You take a chance with everything you create.
Yes, and I'm not afraid to take chances.
So you must be a gambler.
Very much gambler, but not a gambler in those machines. Gambler is a gambler with art, with creativity, which is a different way of gambling.
Do you ever create something and then for whatever reason you like it or you don't like it or whatever, you put it away?
Yes, many times.
And then you bring it back next year
Yeah.
or 5 years from now or
Yeah.
whatever?
I bring back, and sometimes I didn't know that I had it. that. And sometimes I find the piece that needs to be retouched. I take it, I change it, I give them another view and other colors, and I finish that. And I'm so satisfied when I do that. It makes me smile, make me feel complete. It's like a gratification to my success, to my work, to my time that I put in design art.
So what is the longest time that you put away something, and then what is the longest time between that and bringing it out again? 5 years?
I have no idea. Sometimes
Really?
can be 5 years, sometimes can be 10 years, sometimes can be a year, depends. It's just, I don't work in regular manner. I just work whenever it comes the opportunity, and if I find a piece, then I put it away, and it needs to retouch, and I just take it and change it in something else, and give them a life, and transform this forgotten piece into something good, appealing to the eye of the population, of the people who likes art.
So for you, everything has an encore. Everything comes back again.
Yeah, why not? It's so simple. Why to reject something that is good? Yeah, it's work. It's creativity.
Well, now I noticed, I want to talk to you about paper, because I know that art is just something that I never could do. I never in my life was a piece of art something that I could do. Not from the beginning, but now these things, these kinds of pieces of paper, you made the paper?
Yes, I made the paper.
These are large pieces of paper.
Yes, you can make, as artists, then they make very large pieces of paper. Well-known artists. This one is the largest I can do because I had the opportunity to have the molds in order to do this side of paper. The paper can be done in any size. With more larger it is, more difficult it is to make. Because you have to deal with the fibers of the material selected, like if it's cotton. You have to blend the fibers of the cotton and to deal with these fibers in order for these fibers to get in the right direction, in the right position, in the right thickness, and so on. It's not easy. Paper is beautiful to see it and to make it, but it's not easy. The process takes a very skillful process.
So,
that was made with cotton.
have you ever made paper into, say, stationery? Have you ever made paper?
I'm not I want and I will not make a stationery paper because I'm an artist and I like artistic paper. Means stationery paper, regular paper, and it's not totally made with.
Oh, I see what you're talking
Yeah.
about. So that we won't find your things in a stationery store.
No, never.
Not thank you notes, not
No.
something like that.
No.
No.
If it's not artistic, it's not going to be there. If it's not quality, it's not going to be there. Because first of all, I like quality, and I have to select materials in the right fibers, because not any material can be made in paper. It has to be a selection of different, this kind of moldable fibers. They can become a sheet of paper in the end.
What is this one, Cumi?
This one is my lately abstract as an oil painting. Then I also find it not too long ago, then it needed to be finished. And I did retouch it and give them a different shades. Then I needed to give the shades. It's an abstract. This painting is put at a color by color by color over color over color. Means that it takes a long time to go from one color to 50 or 70 or 100 colors over there. Means it's not that you take and make at once. It has to be applied color by color by color. And it's kind of annoying in a way, but it's kind of interesting.
Well, now the paper that you have made.
Yeah.
Did you make it as something to go on the wall? Or
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So this and this are essentially the same thing.
Well, yeah, this is different kind of process. Paper is different kind of process of painting.
Right, but it's still going to go on the wall.
It's a work of art.
It's going to go on the wall.
In the inks that you see over there, the colors are inks that I made it myself.
You made your own inks?
Yes. The red is made with a kind of wild 12 seeds. The blue is made with some other seeds, and the brown is made with the walnuts.
Cumi, how do you make an ink, Cumi?
That is a process difficult to explain.
Do you make a lot of ink? Do you make a lot of
I
inks?
make when I needed to make, when I needed to put together these papers.
You just get up some days and say to yourself,
Yes.
I need to make
I need
ink.
to make an ink this color, and I go for it.
Are you able to carry colors in your brain?
Yes, absolutely. I have this brain trained to understand color, and I'm considered myself one of the great colorists.
So if you're making things and you're working on something and you decide that you have to have an ink,
Yeah, I said it over here.
then you make it?
Yes,
How do you make it?
that's the difficult thing to say. This is not easy to explain.
Right. So
Yes.
if you're trying to make your own ink, then that brings everything to a screeching halt.
Yeah,
And you just go off and do something until you can finish this one.
yeah. I take my time. Whatever time the substance that I'm making, or the art supplies that I'm making, like a zinc, or I try to mix other. I did make some paintings my own, not every single painting, but some paintings I made my own.
So, how many things do you have going at one time? Do you know?
I have no idea. Plenty. Plenty to drive me crazy.
Well, that's enough. Hey, if all you're worried about, that's enough. If you're not worried about a number,
No, I don't not worry about nothing. It's for me more difficult the art or the composition is. I go for it. If they tell me you cannot do this, don't tell me I cannot do this, because I will try it until I get it.
really?
Oh yeah, this is me. As something then a person then doesn't want to hear. You cannot do that.
No, you're going to do it anyway.
Exactly.
Well, as long as you have the space for it, and as long as you can work it
But I
together,
enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's something weird because people, they don't enjoy what they do. I do enjoy. And it's pleasant for me.
That's really true. Kumi, there are a lot of people who do not like what they do.
Exactly.
They don't like
Yeah,
themselves.
they don't like themselves, they don't like their work, they don't like what they do, but they push themselves and do what they do.
But the thing is, if you create art
Yeah.
and you're working on something and it's not going the way you want it to go, do you suddenly not like yourself because of that?
No, I don't. I love myself.
So you're fine with yourself.
Yeah.
You're just solving the problem of the canvas.
On the canvas, yes.
So
I started from loving myself. I said, one day I wake up, when I broke up with my last romance, and I said, okay, now I'm myself. who's gonna love me? Oh, yes, myself.
Right, you're
Yeah.
like yourself.
Yes. Oh, I love myself. Yes. If I don't love myself, who's gonna love me? Nobody. Means I have to love myself. And I decide that I'm gonna take a life as simple as can be, as clear and transparent it can be, and make my work is so simple. Then nothing is going to bother me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So if you can, as long as you're creating art, then you're able to have a positive outlook on life. Is that what you're saying?
I think my personality, and this personality acquired by myself or made up by myself, it has an influence in my art. Because I like beauty, I like performance, I like a language in my art.
Mm-hmm.
I like somebody says, oh, there's a bunch of dancers over there, it's a bunch of, it's a performance, it's a river, it's a tree, it's an eye over there, it's a mouth over there. I like that. Like I said it in bar. When I draw my paper for my graduation, I said, then my art was choreographies of my brain working in that. And they told me art are not choreographies. And I told them, okay, if they're not choreographies, when a person's looking at like a landscape, they see a mountain, a river, they see an action, they see a tree. A tree is alive. The tree is not, in the canvas is not a living thing, but the original tree is alive. Means the people see the tree is seeing like a living tree. The people, they see a person in the paintings is looking like a living person. It's a choreography. It's a movie, it's a life movement in there. Then the artist is putting, like me, is putting in there. When you analyze something, you don't see something just flat and steady. You see a river. The river had a movement. Okay? It's a life movement. It's the mountain. What is doing the mountain? He's alive. His trees, his bushes, his other living things. It's living, it's movement, it's life movement. It's a choreography of life.
So that's what your art is?
Yes.
So that when you capture something on a canvas, you capture a moment of the choreography?
Yeah, it's a choreography of a movement of life.
So that's why when you work on a canvas and then you go back to it in the future, it's because you have perceived the movement of the choreography.
Why? Okay, when somebody paints, put light and shadow, and it looks like it's deep over there, it's low over there, it's high over here. So everything is a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Movement done with painting.
So that's why you can continually change
Exactly.
because you're perceiving the movement
Yeah.
of the canvas,
Exactly.
of the paint on the canvas.
Yeah.
And you perceive the movement in the costumery.
Exactly. And I consider it a choreography, an action, and acting, and a painting is like a, say somebody paints some people doing something, playing, or doing sort of kind of action. It's a choreography. It's saying a movement of life. It's saying an action of life.
So that when you create a picture, a canvas, and you haul it out 6 months later, you may add or subtract
Yeah,
things.
this is a distortion of life. Because it's not life how it exists. But it's parts of life. Some heads, some eyes, some eyeballs, some mouth.
Well, you know this one, there's so much action.
Yeah.
There is so much action
Yeah.
in this canvas.
That one looked like a symphony.
That one is incredible.
Yes.
That one is totally incredible. Well, so when you take this home, do you start working on it before it's dry, or do you give it a chance to dry and then add some more things to it? Is that how it goes?
That is various.
It depends upon the
Depends
canvas.
on what you're trying to portray.
I know that I was just captivated by the movement in that. I don't even, that's just the way I see it, and I am really, really, really attracted to that piece, and I haven't a clue why.
Well, that one is a combination of cotton and denim cotton. Then the denim is made of cotton, and we blended the denim into a liquid pieces, and to do the paper, the blue paper, means.
Cumi, can I trade places with these two?
Yeah.
This one, I don't know what it is. Now, have you shown these to anybody so far?
Yeah, people have been seeing.
What do they say about them?
I cannot offer for sale because there is my two only samples I had, and this.
So you're going to do some more before you try to sell them?
But if somebody likes to buy it, I will sell, no problem at all, because I love when my art is sold.
This is just tremendous. But the thing is, this looks very much like what you have here.
Okay, that is the ink that I made it with walnut, the brown highlighting.
Okay.
I made the ink and I took a very small brush and with a highlighter with a walnut ink to give a little bit of possess to the individual colors of paper. And that is what I did over here. I have this oil paint markers, then I use it, and I highlight in order to highlight the colors, the separation of different individual colors, because it looks more appealing to the eye.
Now, Cumi, when you get ready to do more of these, because you said you're not ready to sell these.
I can sell it. I said it. If somebody really like it, give me the price, then it's worth it.
You'll part with it. But does this take a lot of equipment to make?
It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time.
Patience. If you're a patient person, you're not going to get it. Like other students that I did in Bar College, these two papers. Other students, what they do is they try to do everything in a hurry. Okay? They don't take their time. They don't understand the material, how it works. And they do everything in a hurry, and what they ended up is nothing. It's just a piece of junk. But I took my time, like I always do, and I put individual paper colors together, and to put that in the wet state, because this has to be done in a wet state in order to the paper to dry and like that. It isn't a skill. Then not everybody is.
Were these three done at the same time?
No, these two was done in Bar College. This one was done a while ago. I don't know how long ago. I found it and it was unfinished. And I like what I did, but I did retouch it, put other colors and highlight it and so and finish it.
So even though time has passed on these items, when I look at them, I really see elements of the same thing in these pictures, which is a basic Cumi. It comes from your eyes, it comes from your vision, whatever it is, it's there, it's basic.
I am the kind of person, when I design something or I compose something, for me it has to show the color or the design, and it has to be appealing to the eye. Not overdo, not overdo. It has to be in the middle. It has to be just right, appealing to the eye. That is what other people does. Either they overdo or underdo. Underdo when they are afraid to do. Overdo when they're not afraid and they overdo something. But the skill is to know when to stop and up to what point to go. And that is not like everybody enjoys to do.
And you can't give a class. You can't give a class in college that says when to stop, can you?
I will. If somebody wants to give a class, I will, and I will tell them to stop, and I will tell them what to do. Because if I teach the right thing. I won't teach something that is the contrary.
So there is a technique to knowing when something is done.
Yeah, it's not a technique. It's technique created by me. As that means, I don't know how the rest performs or does or compose art. But these techniques have been created by myself. Each time I need to create a technique, I create the technique because it's needed to enhance more my compositions of art. Means I am the kind of person, if I had to create something, I do create that one. It could take me forever, it's going to take me forever. And that ever is going to give me the answer that I needed.
Wow. Well, Cumi, that's because you're an artist and you're really in touch with what you're creating. I look at these things and I see I see such magic in them. And you see a technique, I don't know. I guess, I guess if you see a technique, I guess you've been taught that?
No, nobody taught me techniques.
Really?
No. The techniques are created by me, of my art. That is where the professors, when they saw that, especially the professor that was teaching me how to do paper, said, Cumi, this is beautiful. I said, what do you use to highlight that? I said, walnut ink. And I made it. And I did with the other pieces. Means, for me, creativity is one thing that I enjoy so much, and it's me, and it makes me who I am, and it makes me the positive and happy person that I am, and I'm so comfortable with it. Means I do whatever my brain, my heart, and my hands.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Cumi, at what point in your life did you know you were going to do these things?
I don't think I knew. I know that I was different. I know that somehow I was the black sheep of the family. And that was good for me.
Well, if that's the black sheep, hey, I'll go for it. I mean, this stuff is great. So that's what the black sheep created in your family.
I think, I was different. I was very driven to do things that other people they didn't want to do. Like when I was young, very young. I like ballet. I did like the dancing, and I said to myself, I have to learn ballet. My mom, nobody in my family agree with it. Okay, I took a job doing things for people, make some money, go to the ballet school, and take myself to I got some classes going on. My mind didn't know it.
She didn't know.
Yeah, no. And I still doing things, making my own little monies. I bought my ballet shoes and my ballet tutor. And I went to the school, and my mom found out that I was going to the ballet school, and she hid my shoes.
Oh my gosh.
For me to go to the ballet school, and I went with no shoes. And that is me. I was so driven to do things my way. But I think good things. I was not doing any bad things. And I went, and the teacher said, "What are your shoes?" I said, "Not my ballet shoes, my regular shoes." She hid it. And I went with no shoes to the school, and she said, "What are your shoes?" I said, "My mom had it." Say, "Do you have your ballet shoes?" "Yeah, I hid it over there." Put my ballet shoes and dance. And I danced for 10 years.
That's wonderful.
Ballet. And it was that my mom, I don't know what she thought about ballet, or I don't know what happens. I don't even discuss why they didn't like it. But there it is.
You know, sometimes I think mothers, when you've got 2 children or 1 child, you do things a certain way. But when you got 6 kids, you do things another way.
Yeah, we were 9.
When you got 9, your mother doesn't have any control at all.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no
And,
control. How can you control 9 children?
I know.
You can't. You can hardly remember their names,
I know.
much less control.
I know. I admire my mom. She was a hero, real hero to me, because she deal with all of these pain in the neck brothers and sisters, and she did it. She did it wonderful. Yeah, she was a model woman.
I think that's wonderful. A lot of people nowadays don't appreciate their mothers.
Oh yeah, I
They're-
appreciate my mom. Really, I think she was a
Yeah, I think anybody
She was
that has
wonderful.
I'm coming to know a young woman in Arizona who grew up in a family of 9. And when she talks about her mother, the stories are incredible. And because with 9 you have an adventure. You have an adventure.
Come on, 9 people.
Yeah.
A single person can.
9 kids, that's a bunch.
Yeah.
That's a bunch. So you know what? You wanted to dance. That's not much. Did you take up art as a child?
I didn't talk art classes too many. No.
That's just
That's
as
my.
well.
That is my creations. Like also the fashion. I always was interested in sewing, in pattern making, and I took a course in my high school of pattern making and sewing, and I got so excited. I made a small samples of fashions, and I made a portfolio of that, and I was so happy. I said, oh, I can design. And from then,
But you're still designing. You're still designing clothes.
oh yes, I design all the time.
So that's something that's stuck with you through the years.
Oh no, everything is stuck with me with all the years. Painting, design, sculpturing, everything. Like a computer graphic design, like is that one that I did for Christina Aguilera.
That is an amazing one.
That is graphic design.
That is amazing.
I did it in the computer with Adobe.
Well, my heart goes out to you. My brain goes out to you. I can't do anything on a computer. I'm lucky if I can turn it on.
Well,
And it turns itself on. I can't get the computer to work. I was telling somebody last week, I came in here to take a class and it was obvious from the first
I'm going to
moment
show
that it
you
was
what
not
I
going
did
to
with
work.
the computer over here.
Well, now these drawings.
This I
drawings
did in
are
the
amazing.
computer, look at it.
Oh.
This is an animated piece.
Oh my. Oh. You did
I did
that
design.
with the computer?
I did design the.
The floor is incredible.
Yeah. I did design everything in this.
That's amazing.
Okay, I designed the robot, and the robot is dancing and moving and playing with the.
And look at the tree. Look at the tree. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, I did design also this in the computer. I designed it. I'm going to show you something that is amazing. Then this I designed in the computer.
Now, when you started designing on a computer, is that something that's going to stay with you?
It stayed with me, but if I have the program, I don't remember totally how I did this, but if I manipulate the program, if I have the program, then I use it. to do this, I can do it again. I have another one then.
Do you see yourself in the future narrowing yourself down to something?
No,
You see yourself being open as much as you are now?
I'm open all the times. I don't want to change. This is who I am. I did this is for my fashion magazine. This is one of my designs. This is a cover of my magazine.
Of your magazine?
Yeah, then I never put it together, but this is the cover of my magazine. And this is the Christina Aguilera.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
And there it is.
And I made it in Bar College. I made it in a larger size.
Wow.
Yeah, means for me art. I do like a covers for CDs, and I do also something that I'm going to show it to you in the computer, which is something that is interesting. All of this is done in the computer, but let me see what it is. I did a restoration of a photo.
And there's your business cards.
Yes, I do the business cards. Like this. Let me get out. This is designer business cards.
You know, to me, now when you look at your portfolio, to me,
Hey.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I did this. I did restore the photo restoration. I did restore this antique photo. This one is before and this is after.
Wow. Yeah, there it is. It's all done.
And these are covers of CDs. Then I design. Means this is all the graphic design. Then I, when I took the classes of graphic design.
Tell me about this.
Okay, this is some drawings that I did for my fashions.
So you actually have a continual fashion design because you're doing the drawings.
Well, yeah, this is the drawing for the blue dress.
Yeah.
Then is the cover of the magazine. And this is a dress that doesn't exist anymore. But it's, and I have.
But you are continually working on fabrics.
I'm doing everything.
Fabrics
Yeah.
are a part of your life.
Not really. Yeah, fabrics, paper, painting, art.
No, I see fabrics as different. I really do.
I think it's different, yes, different than paintings. But I can come together with the original design of mine that is totally original, my creation. And I can redesign other pieces. I like to take, because the fashion industry is boring to me.
Okay.
Yeah. They doesn't have the elegance, the appealing from the Victorian era, or from before the Victorian era, or the flapper era, or different other fashion eras.
Oh my gosh, Cumi, we have got 1 minute. Tell me. Yes, I
Yeah.
know, it's amazing.
Yes.
Tell me, Cumi, do you have a telephone number? Do you have a web?
Yes. I have over here my business card. That's my phone number, 518-822-1111.
I love this number, 518-822-1111.
Yes.
So if somebody would like to talk to Cumi about,
And they can go see experiences at gmail.com.
they can reach you because you have so much to offer. For me, you just have so much. It just goes off in so many different directions. There are no lines. So thank you very much for coming.
And thank you for
And
talking
we
to
look
me.
forward to having you this evening. And thank you very much, Miss Ellen.
Thank you, Miss Ellen.
You've been great. We love you.
You are fantastic.